Hey everybody, we're back.
Hello.
We are sitting down with local artist
Jaapur.
Jaapur.
Yes.
I've overcomplicated it in my mind.
That's okay. There's a simple way to remember it, and it's just Jasper without the S.
I guess that covers my first question, which is, how did you get your name? Was it just an easy?
Well, actually, it's a very, very long story involving my entire life, really. I have an older sister, and before she could pronounce her words well, she'd call me Jaapur. Then in 5th grade, I started playing this one video game called RuneScape, and I had to come up with a username.
And naturally.
Yeah, I mean, the first two spellings, just Jasper without the S, was taken. Mm-hmm. And then Jaaper was taken. So I did Jaapur, and it stuck.
And the rest was history.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I wanted to ask you about, so what would you classify your music as? I know you said EDM. Is there like a specific genre that you kind of more attribute with?
I would say that as far as what I've done in the past and like what I feel like I can achieve the most with, house music more specifically is like my favorite genre. I'm not actually playing a single house song today though.
Oh, okay.
If there is time, I'll definitely have to play.
Yeah, maybe we'll catch one at the end.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess house is just like 70% of what I make.
Yeah.
And then lately it's been getting closer to 50 though, with all the other genres that there are to dabble in. Mm-hmm. But a lot of them you can't even really classify into EDM per se, because it's like just experimental like beats. Yeah. I think that the term beats is a lot more open-ended these days rather than EDM.
Yeah, I feel like everybody I talk to is making beats of some kind.
Exactly.
You know, whether it's EDM based or hip hop based or whatever.
Right, experimental. Like
yeah,
it's really all just beats.
And so how did you get your start as a DJ, as a EDM artist?
Well, as an EDM artist, I was always a musician. I've been playing in bands since I was a kid. And then I eventually just started getting more interested in the idea of recording and like creating music that I can share easier rather than having to like perform it live. And that was like 8th grade. That's when I started learning about Fruity Loops. Started getting into that, started producing a little more than I anticipated. But once you go down a rabbit hole, you can't really
once you get started, it's a slippery slope into full production. Yep.
So, and then about a year or two later, I found Ableton and made the switch. I've been using Ableton for 5 years. But DJing came into the picture later than producing. I never was aiming to be a DJ. That was never my goal. I just wanted to make music that sounded good over speakers, not necessarily play the music that other people made. But once I found people in high school that were like similar to me, and as in like they liked electronic music, we found an opportunity to DJ like a dance. It was LGBTQ event called Rainbow Rave, and it wasn't through the school. It was just some dance of acceptance, Yeah. And they needed DJs, so they hit us up. I had never DJ'd before. I practiced the night before for the first time.
And it went well, I hope?
It went really well, yeah. And
and that was the start.
Yep. And then that actually carried on for a long time. This sticker says Red House, and that's what we were called. That coalition lasted for like 5 years, and then I made us go bankrupt.
And now you were telling me a little bit while you were playing about how you spent, sometimes a year and a half on these albums. Where can we find these albums? And what kind of other stuff have you produced and made and played in and done all these things with?
You can find everything that I've made since 2017. Everything since last year is on iTunes. Mm-hmm. But everything before that is on my Bandcamp.
Okay.
I have about 28 projects on Bandcamp right now. Since last year, I now have, I re-uploaded, I think, one project that I have on Bandcamp and iTunes, but now I have about 5 projects on iTunes.
Okay. And that's all under Jaapur?
Yep.
Jaapur. Pur, yep.
6 letters.
And yeah, man. So you're telling me you're working on some new stuff.
Yeah. Well, like that first track I played is just another track that I wanted to make. I have a lot of stuff that may like sound similar, but it's not as high quality as it is now. Yeah. But I also started working at a studio in Eugene where I can actually help other artists get vocals or recordings. It's not really a a producing studio. It's for recording.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I'm trying to branch out more. I have been sitting on this indie rock album idea for a few years now.
Yeah.
I have a couple songs that I think I could pull off in the full scheme. So I have a lot planned for the future. It's just a matter of it all taking off. I don't have a major project right now. After I release this EP, it's really just that one track that I'm working on. And then I think I'm going to try and start getting more serious about a collaborative project with my friend Zach.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this EP you said is coming out today, tomorrow, and there's a release party at Bombs
Away. Yeah, 8:00. The album EP is called Just Another Dubstep Drop.
Okay.
It's supposed to be ironic, so take it as you will.
And we can find that on iTunes and Bandcamp as well.
Yeah. It won't be on Bandcamp.
Okay, just iTunes.
It's already on SoundCloud.
Okay, it's already on SoundCloud.
Yeah, it's been on SoundCloud for like a month and a half.
Okay.
But it has a higher quality version uploaded to Spotify, iTunes, all that.
Naturally.
And YouTube will be higher quality too.
Cool. So we're gonna go to a quick break,
Sweet.
and then after that we're gonna come back and play the new stuff.
Awesome.
Cool.
Excited.
What's up, everybody? We're back. Fourth Floor Underground with Jaapur.
Hey.
I said it right that
Yeah,
time?
you did.
Okay, cool. So you were telling me, was that last song that was all about microtones?
Yeah, that song. I loaded up like an alternate tuning for the VST, the synth I was using, and basically there are eight notes in a scale. The second and the sixth notes are slightly flat. It's a half step off.
Half is like a quarter step, kind of weird microtonal. I was saying
50
that
cents.
Like in like a really like harmonically pleasing way, it sounded the same as like a chorus of bagpipes.
Yeah.
Kind of all together and like not quite in tune, but like in tune with each other. And so I really enjoyed it.
Thanks. I think dealing with something that you're not used to, like going outside of the box, makes you because like I haven't really achieved a bagpipe-esque sound in the past. And so,
I thought I was super into it. And what was the name of that one, just for the viewers out there? Fractonal.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us, not for
welcome.
having us.
Thank you so much for having me.
If you want to catch more Fourth Floor Underground, we're going to be on Thursdays at 6 starting next week. I'll be honest, I don't know if there's going to be a guest next week. Maybe not. Yeah, if you're interested, message me. I'm at gravy_G on Instagram.
Nice.
And you can get in contact with me.
Yes.
And you'll... Jaapur's going to take us out here.
Yeah. Just want to say, don't forget about the show at Bombs Away tomorrow.
Bombs
8 o'clock, $5. All ages until 10.
And you want to give us the outro right there?
Oh, yeah. I'm Jaapur, and you're listening to KBVR Corvallis.